Hey everybody, Dr. Marley again. I'm excited to bring you tip number 3. Tip number 3 is all about the gut. We got to figure out how to support the gut. The best supplement that we can think of to help support gut function is a high quality probiotic. When we talk about the immune system, up to 80% of all of our immune cells within our body are actually housed within our gut. So we want to make sure that we take care of that digestive tract. One of the ways that we can do that is supplementing with a good high quality probiotic. What that does is it just helps create a more favorable environment for all of the good bacteria that we need within the gut. It's going to actually have an altering effect on the pH. If these good bacteria can actually flourish, it's going to limit damage to the gut lining, so it's going to prevent conditions like leaky gut syndrome, which could eventually, if we have leaky gut, what we can actually do is we can create a compound called lipopolysaccharide that actually seeps through the gut, creates an endotoxin effect within the body, and then we have systemic inflammation. Obviously, we don't want that when we see the individuals that are being affected by this virus right now. Inflammation is at the core of it, right? And when we look at individuals that are at risk for this illness, we know that most likely we can assume that there's probably some type of dysbiosis with those individuals, because it's the individuals with heart disease, the individuals with diabetes, even the elderly population. And dysbiosis just is extremely common in that population and with some of those systemic inflammatory conditions. So a high quality probiotic. High quality probiotic means that you're not going to be getting this from Walmart or your CVS or Walgreens. You're going to be going to a natural food store or a healthcare provider to actually get those probiotics. One more thing on probiotics and gut health. We know that individuals with high blood pressure seem to be affected by this as well. And there's an interesting study that was done. It was actually done with mice, but what they did is they did fecal transplants, and they took stool samples from mice that had hypertension, believe it or not, and put it in mice that didn't have hypertension, and guess what? They actually developed hypertension. But then they did the opposite, and they took stool samples from mice that had normal blood pressure and gave them to individuals with hypertension, and they noticed that their blood pressure actually decreased. So when we look at this at-risk population, the individuals with multiple comorbid conditions, we got to take in consideration gut health. So if we're going to be a strong, healthy host, we got to take care of our gut. We got to feed those good bacteria. One of the best way to do that is with a high-quality probiotic. So I hope that's helpful. Any questions or comments, make sure that you email us or you message us, and we'll talk to you tomorrow with tip number 4.